with another quick little ride along live stream. First and foremost, if you're going to be tuning in for the first time or anything like that, get this GPS turned down. If you're tuning in for the first time, wondering who I am, of course, like I said, my name is Griffin. I'm the owner of the company Preferred Pest Management. We've been in business for about 3 years now, and on this channel, I just kind of document my journey. We do a little bit of everything really on this channel, to be honest. I document my journey. I answer your all's questions. I do videos in regards to your all's questions. We actually just started a new series where if you have a pest control business already up and going and you have a website that you want me to take a look at, I can do that. We just did a video, a live stream last night over one of your all's websites. So, from time to time, I'm a content well at heart. So from time to time, I post, some funny stuff from time to time. Usually just in terms of like shorts, TikTok, essentially that kind of thing. So yeah, if you enjoy any of that kind of content, definitely be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff. I believe we already had a question preloaded up in here from one of you all. I'm at a stoplight, so now I can take a look. I'm 21 years old in the pest control industry, always looking for new ways of doing things. Let's go. And who was that? Daniel Landa. Nice to meet you. I think this is your first time tuning in, so appreciate the comment. Always looking for new ways. Yeah. And if you're still tuning in, Daniel, let me know. Are you a pest control technician currently? You may see this, of course, after it goes from a live to a video, but you can let me know if you're in the chat or if you see it after it uploads to a video in the comments as well, of course. Are you a pest control technician? Are you an owner? Because I know at 21 years old, I'm trying to think exactly how old I was when I got in the pest control industry, because I've been in the industry since like 2017, 2018. So that was about 6 years or so. I'm trying to think. Let me do the math backwards. I was about 20, so I was about your age, I guess, when I got into the pest control industry. But I did not start my business until I was, like 23, I believe, right around there. Worked for one mosquito company, Mosquito Joe. A lot of you probably know them by now. They've really made a pretty big national franchise company out of themselves, doing very well for themselves nationwide, it sounds like, anymore. And then I, of course, went to Terminex, like most of you guys know. So, like I said, if Daniel is in the chat, let me know. Are you a pest technician or are you an owner? And let me know, of course, any of you all. I see we got a few of you all starting to hop in here. If you all have any questions or anything, of course, don't hesitate to let me know. Or, of course, if you just have a comment or anything, it doesn't have to be a question, of course. It can be about any subject. Obviously, these live streams are more so just to kind of touch base with you all, check in, that kind of thing, let you know what we got going on, see what you all got going on, of course, because I love hearing updates from your all's journey as well. I know we've got a few of you all who started your pest control business, this year, actually. There's a few of you all who started this past winter, this past spring, all that type of stuff. And it's just cool to see you all start to grow, implementing, of course, some of the things that we talk about on this channel. And speaking of which, if you ever find any little tips or anything on either, how to build your business, how to grow it, whatever the case may be, feel free to let us know. Like I always stress on this channel, I by no means know it all. I don't claim to or anything like that. So if you have any little tips or tricks or anything, definitely, just let us know. Let's see. I'm at a gas station. Didn't realize I was this low on gas. Shout some of y'all out. Good morning, Eric. He says, stay hydrated out there, brother. Yeah, you too. Hopefully it's not too hot where you all are at. We've been having a beautiful last 2.5 days here in Dallas, in the Dallas, Texas area. Yesterday, it only got up to, it's going to sound crazy to some of y'all, of course, but it only got up to about 95. Just to put in perspective, we've been hitting like no less than like 105 plus the last, I don't even know how long, weeks now. And it got down into like the low 70s, not last night, but the night before. And then this last night, I think they said it got down to like 69 degrees. We haven't seen 60 since like very beginning of June. Like it's been 2 or 3 months now, or not 3 months, I guess, about 2 months since we've seen 60s, 70s, anything like that. It was beautiful nights, and this morning right now it's only 75 degrees. Like this is just crazy. This is like September weather down here. So we're definitely soaking it up for sure. But definitely still staying hydrated. Got the electrolyte drinks and whatnot because, of course, if you know anything about staying hydrated, you can't wait until the day of. It's a constant thing. You have to be replenishing those fluids and all that, even when it's not, hot. Like today, it's only going to get up, I think they said, to like 92. Again, just unseasonably cool for the Dallas, Texas area. So, yeah, no, I'm definitely soaking it in. I'm loving it. Yeah, I mean, 75 degrees at 9 o'clock. In the past, by 9 o'clock, we've been shit 90 plus already, 90, 95. So definitely a nice little change of pace. Oh, there's Daniel. How's it going, Dan? Just starting my business, 11 years. Let's see. Oh, I'm tripping. I read your comment wrong. See, I have to go back and reread because I saw you said 11 years as a technician. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. There's no way you're 21 years old. So 21 years in the pest control industry. There we go. That makes more sense. Just starting my business, 11 years as a technician, 10 years in management, learning a lot from watching your videos. Keep up the good work. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, and if you ever have any questions or anything, of course, don't hesitate, either on those videos or in the chats of the lives, whatever the case may be, to just shout your question out. Sometimes, if it's a short enough answer, I can answer, to the comment or whatever, if it's like on a video. Sometimes I'll even like dedicate a video to a specific question, especially if it's like a common question that I get a lot, or like I'll point you towards a video that we've done because I know, of course, we've got so many videos now because I'm trying to be more consistent with uploading for you guys, either uploading, going live, posting some shorts, whatever the case may be. Which, by the way, like I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, of course, we're not necessarily one niche per se. I mean, of course, we talk about the pest control business a lot because, of course, that's the business that I own and operate as well. But I noticed last night because from time to time, because I'm a content creator at heart, I love just making videos, even though I know my videos aren't like 100x the best on YouTube or anything. I just like the process. It's like a video game to me. I know it probably sounds weird, but from time to time I have a playlist of shorts just called like funny shorts. And I noticed for some reason those shorts get like thousands of views. Like it's ridiculous the amount of views that those get, and a lot of likes too. So I was wondering. I mean, I'm assuming the answer is yes, but do you all like when from time to time I change it up and post something quote unquote funny or whatever the case may be? And a lot of y'all may not even watch shorts. I know, like me personally, if I'm wanting short form content, I go to TikTok personally. I don't really watch YouTube shorts. I know YouTube probably won't like me saying that, but it is what it is. I go to YouTube usually for like information. It's kind of more of like a search engine for me personally, but I always like to get an idea of what everybody else, because it's all about you guys at the end of the day. That's what the channel's all about. If you guys like it, like that kind of stuff, I'll do it from time to time still. It's not that my channel's a funny channel or anything, obviously, but like I said, I just love creating content, things that I think, you all will like. And sometimes, it's nice to have a little change of pace, right? We can't be serious all the time. Sometimes we need a good little laugh to kind of reset ourselves, right? But I'm going to get some gas really quick. I'm going to be just hooking my gas can up real quick, or gas tank up real quick, and then I'll hop right back in the truck. If you have any questions, of course, shout it out, and I appreciate you all liking the stream so far. Yeah, I figure some people might drop off after I got out of the truck for a minute. Man, speaking of getting gas, what is with all of the questions that these gas pumps ask you anymore? I'm waiting for the day they start asking you for your social security number and shit. Like, what's the weather like today? What's your social? This and that and the other, right? There. Do you want a receipt? Do this, do that, do that. Oh, it's like, my goodness, I'm just trying to get some gas, man. Let's see. As for today, we've got a fairly light day overall, which I'm pretty mad about. I keep like messing with the schedule and whatnot. And why I say I'm mad about it, of course, is like I was talking about earlier. We have some really nice weather yesterday and today specifically. For yesterday's stops, I just completely forgot to text anybody outside of the one or two restaurants that I had to do in Plano yesterday. So other than that, I really didn't do any stops yesterday, which was very annoying. And then let's see, today I've got a little bit more. I've got like 5 or 6 stops. A couple of them are like new starts. Well, one of them's paying for the whole year up front. We've been getting a lot more paying for the year up front since we're running some promos and all that type of stuff. In terms of the whole, $99 initial and all that type of stuff. And of course, with that pricing, you can always make the pricing whatever you see fit for your company. Obviously, if you're in a area where things are very expensive, 99 initial, maybe a 149 initial for you. That might be a good price, right? But down here where I'm at, seems to be, $99 is a good sweet spot. You can do $49 as well. We've talked about that in terms of like if you're spending money on an ad, like Google ads, Facebook ads, some type of lead, you want some type of lead magnet where people just can't pass up on it, free, $49, whatever the case may be. A lot of people will actually push back on that. They'll say, well, that kind of, what's the word that people say? It makes people think the value of the service is less than what we're selling it for. And I've totally understood that. Like, I understand that point. Yes, whenever you do those type of, lead magnets on your ads and posts and things like that, of course you're going to get a few bad apples, but that is where, like we always talk about when we go through the sales process, it's not just simply a sales process, it's a vetting process too. Is the customer going to be a fit for our company? You'll notice, and to me, it's more, again, when we talk about sales, phone calls, etc., it's reps, right? The more reps you get in, the more you'll start to catch on to certain questions, certain tones, this and that and the other, where you can tell, oh, this guy's going to be a pain in the ass, or, oh, they're expecting just ridiculous stuff that, we don't do, right? And then, you can tell them the honest truth that, hey, we don't think that we're going to be able to meet your expectations, unfortunately, because not, like we talk about over and over, you are not going to have a 100% closing rate. You don't want to have a 100% closing rate. Matter of fact, you don't even want anything over 40 or 50%, in all honesty. How I see it is the tougher the close in terms of, having to justify your price and, your company and this and that and the other, the better usually the experience is, one, for the customer, but two, for us as, the company, the technician, whoever's, running the route at the end of the day, because you're dealing with a lot less headaches. Are you going to not have callbacks? No, that's just delusional thinking. But at the same time, like we said, you can cut down on a lot of that overall. Gas just finished filling up. I'll be right back. All right. Just got that all filled up and topped off. $58. I had like 30 cents off per gallon today. Price of gas down here is what, 3.22. pretty much 323 because of course it's 322 9/10s, right? So yeah, gotta love the old Build Back Broker, or what they call it, Build Back Better, Build Back Broker, same stuff at the end of the day. But what were we talking about before I had to get out for a second to fill up the truck? Closing rates. Yeah, so like we were talking about, we've mentioned this a couple of times lately. Um, like we said, early on when I first started my business, I was closing almost everything. I mean, I was closing 2/3 to 3/4 of the sales that, or the leads that would be coming in specifically from, Google local services, right? Um, Come to find out, there was a reason for that. We're pricing too cheap. Surprise, right? Who doesn't price too cheap when they're first starting out, right? We come into the game thinking, oh man, I don't understand why these companies charge this and this and that and the other. But I'm not saying too that you need to be screwing people over or anything. Don't get me wrong, but you need to calculate from day one. If you're just planning on being, a one-man solo operating company, okay, yes, you can probably get away with pricing a lot cheaper than a company that is planning on not just hiring employees and paying for advertising and this and that and the other, but also paying employees well, wanting to use the best products, wanting to provide the best service. When you want the best, the best, the best, the best, all the way down that checklist, what do you think is going to happen? The price of that service is naturally going to go up in most cases. Now, obviously, there are those bigger national companies that, it more so depends on the technician that's running the route at the end of the day, and, the call center representatives, and like there's so many moving parts, and a lot of times they're just flat out overcharging people, right? We've all seen those houses if you work for any of those big guys. But when it comes to you, the small 1 man to 2 man, however many guys you're starting out with, like most of you I know are starting like me, where you're starting with little money, maybe even virtually no money. And then second, you have ambitions of providing good paying jobs for your local economy and wanting to be able to give back, and just like our little slogan is on the channel, build the life that you and your family deserve, right? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. There's a trade off with that. You're not going to be able to price as low as what a lot of those smaller companies are pricing, and you will evidently get pushback on that. You will get people who say, oh, your pricing is off, or oh, you're charging too much, or oh, I contacted another local guy, which is, they refer to the little companies as the local guy. And I'm like, well, we're not a local guy, we're a local company. And, I pretty much phrase it again to where I let people know up front what they're paying for, what they're getting, why we charge. I'm not, holding my cards close to my chest and, just making BS excuses or anything for why our services are priced the way that they are. I tell people the truth. I'm like, it takes money to run a business. Like, I'm not price gouging you or anything. I want to pay my employees I want to have the best employees because I want to provide the best service. So how are we going to get the best employees and provide the best service? We're going to have to pay them the most, and we're going to have to pay for the higher quality chemicals, equipment, all that type of stuff, right? And it's a work in progress. Like, you'll have, at least I have, oh man, why is there a huge slowdown? There's a bunch of people turning in this median. It says it's only a 2 minute slowdown, hopefully. If you're like me, where you're constantly like analyzing things, on a week to week, month to month, you can break it down as far as you want, obviously, but you're analytical, right? You're like me, you're always kind of looking at the numbers, what's kind of working, what's not working, how much does this cost versus how much does that cost. Like, like I said, you can break this down so much, right? And we've done it on this channel quite a bit. We've looked at, price to simply complete out a standard general pest control service, right? We've done all that on this channel, and I'm continuously doing that, usually once a year on average, once or twice a year, just taking a look at every little analytic and then factoring in the future, right, in terms of hiring the employees, this and that and the other. And we price our service based on that. And with that, how this wraps into sales is you're going to have people that just, they're not meant to be your customer at the end of the day. They're meant to be a customer of someone who is going to be the one man guy forever, right? They don't plan on really growing, which, again, if this is you, that's totally fine. You want to build that great relationship with customers, which you want to build a great relationship with your customers, obviously, but I'm saying, like, on that personal level, where, like, their kids, they know the names of your kids, you sit down with them for a cup of coffee, maybe, right? Like, you got time because you're just a one man show, and you want to, one, keep them forever as a customer, hopefully, and two, you're just simply trying to replace your income, maybe make a little bit more, because as we've talked about, you can easily do, what I'm doing, right? 150 to 300 plus thousand a year gross sales. Net profit obviously depends on what chemical you're using, your callback rates, everything, right? But again, I know that there's a lot of you that are more like me, where you may have already just started your pest control business and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do we grow it from here? How do we take it to the next level, right? And that's what we're kind of referring to here when we say, like, not every customer is going to be the right customer for your company, and that's okay, because there's plenty of customers out here, there's plenty of companies out here that will suit those customers' needs better. And that was a really hard thing for me to kind of, like, a hard pill to swallow, I guess would be the analogy. It took me probably the first 2 years roughly of being in business. We're going into our fourth year here in just a short couple months. And it took me probably the first 2 years of being in business to really understand that, that, because I always thought, I can provide the best service for all of these people. And while that may be true from the killing bugs side of it, it may not be true from the standpoint of the, the customers that want you to be there, for example, for an hour plus every time you come out there. Like, we're not, when we schedule services, we're not allotting for an hour plus per service. It's just not happening. On the initial, we do, because on the initial service, we want to make sure, of course, we're doing everything that we possibly need to do to get this account, started off right, doing everything we need to on the inside, doing the outside, explaining thoroughly how the service works, how the billing works, making sure that that foundation is as clean and set up properly as possible, right? That way we avoid negative reviews, callback, unnecessary callbacks specifically, this and that and the other. And then, of course, say that, sometimes they squeak through that sales vetting process and you realize that they may be a better customer for a one-time service, convert it to a one-time. I am against doing one-time services. I don't even bring it up anymore during my sales process. I make the customer or the lead, the potential client, ask about a one-time service before we even mention it. But sometimes we'll get out there and I can just tell, I'll be like, hey, would you be more interested in just doing this as like a one-time thing? Like, we do offer that, like, if you need to or want to. And, sometimes they'll say yes. And some people would say, well, that's dumb. Why'd you do that? For the reasons that we've talked about today. And all of those wrap around into customer satisfaction, which leads to good or bad word of mouth, reviews. Those two spread like a wildfire. We are not in the early 1900s or even up through like the 1960s, 70s, 80s, right? Like, we are in the internet era. Word spreads like a wildfire. If one person is dissatisfied with you or has a bad taste in their mouth about your company, you can guarantee there's probably going to be at least 15 to 20 people that will never use you because of that one person's bad experience. Even if that customer's bad experience is complete BS, like there's nothing that you could have really done, had you have vetted them throughout that sales process, you know, could you have passed up on the money and that would have sucked? Yes. But is it worse? What's worse, losing out on that $500 to $1,000 or whatever the case may be, the life expectancy in terms of the account, or losing out on potentially 20 customers at that same rate, right? So you got to keep all this in mind when it comes to, your sales process. That's why I hate calling it a sales process. I call it a vetting process because the customer's vetting us and we're vetting them at the end of the day because it is what it is. We're a strange kind of, we're a trade, like we're obviously a trade, a service business, etc. But a lot of times people will like treat it as if it's just customer service, I guess, if that makes sense. Like the whole customer's always right thing. They think that they know better than you. And it's like that's one of the ultimate red flags that like if a customer's trying to tell me or, in the future with employees tell us how to do our job, like no, we're not doing that. If you want a company that you point around and tell what to do, go with another company. We're not that company. We're the professionals. You're paying us to do the job because obviously you do not have the expertise to do this job. So let us do the job. You have a warranty. So if what we're doing isn't working, call us back out. We'll come for free. But you're not going to tell us how to do our job at the end of the day. That's the ultimate red flag. It's not a deal breaker. Like I'll explain it to them. And then if we can tell that people are just, or that specific customer is just going to be that way, then we will literally cut ties with them. If they paid for the year up front, we will not charge back. What's the word I'm looking? Refund. We'll refund, X amount up to wherever they're at within that 1 year cycle and move on. Or if they're on the monthly billing plan, we'll just cut it off on that 1 month and be done. Because like I said, not every customer is the right customer for your business at the end of the day. I want to see if we got any questions. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the stream so far. If you are, do me a favor, just smash the thumbs up button. Lets me know that you guys like these live streams. I see we got a few likes so far. We keep having roughly 3 to 5 of you in here. I know a lot of y'all are probably out running your route. You're probably going to see this after it goes from like a live to a video. Daniel says thumbs up. Yeah, I appreciate it, Daniel. Yeah, no. I think you said that you're like in the process of starting your business. Let's see. Yeah, learning more. So I'm just starting my business. Yeah, no. So you're in the fun stage right now. Everything's all exciting. And what state are you in, by the way, Daniel? Because depending on that, I might have like some tips in terms of what you need to do to make sure you're all legal and whatnot in terms of covering your butt, in terms of, the insurance and licensing and this and that. Being that you've been in management, you probably already know what you're doing from that side of it. But I see a lot of guys who they mess up on that side of it. Tampa, Florida. Okay, so not Texas. Yeah, Tampa, Florida. I'm trying to think. Florida. I know a few guys that are in the Florida area, but I'd be lying if I said I knew anything about their laws. That was actually another video series that I was thinking about doing. It would be a very long-term series that would take probably a whole year because I get a lot of questions about licensing, insurance, this and that and the other. I was thinking about doing like a dedicated licensing, insurance, that type of thing for each state. But of course, there's 50 states here in the U.S., so that would definitely be a lengthy series. I don't know how I would do it, if I would just lump all the states into one playlist, or if I would just say, just create a little playlist for each one. That way people could go through and find their specific state, or who knows, just post them as normal videos and then upload them to the website as well, griffinbthomas.com, where we put, free content on a website as well for you guys. Now we got a speed trap up here. Not that I care. I'm going like 5 over the speed limit. Here in Texas, you got to be going like 15 to 20 over before they even mess with you, it seems. See, I'm getting past right now, and I'm going 45 and a 40. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that type of series too. Just always looking for, like I said, trying to keep my eye out for things that people seem to ask a lot about, and licensing and insurance definitely seems to be the hottest topic when it comes to smaller pest control companies who are either A, haven't even started the business yet, or B, they're very early on. They're looking for, from the insurance side, who provides the best insurance at the best rate, right? And then, of course, for a lot of either technicians or aren't in the industry yet, what are the laws and how to get licensed, this and that and the other. Those videos would be pretty short and sweet in terms of, all I'd have to do essentially is go through the Department of Agriculture website for each state. But like I said, it would definitely be a more long-winded series. It'd probably be something that I just added to once a week or something until we hit every 50 states, all the 50 states at the end of the day. Don't know if I do some of them, like Alaska. I don't know, someone can shout out Alaska in the comments or in the chat live if they're ever tuning in from Alaska. But I've never had, as far as I know, anyone from Alaska on the channel. So there may be a few states that I don't have to worry about over, but I would start with the biggest states that I get the most comments from. Texas, Florida, California, New York. Those seem to be, of course, the most populated, so the most inquired about states. There are some smaller states, though, in terms of population that you guys seem to reside in. Like, I know a lot of people from Utah start pest control businesses, like the Utah, Wyoming, what else is over there? Idaho. Trying to think of like a mental map of America. A lot of people in that area, I notice, like to start pest control businesses as well. So yeah, no, they'll definitely be, it'll be a fun series to do whenever we end up doing that. But yeah, no, I'm about to actually pull up to the first stop of the day. It's a new start, and sounds like it'll be a pretty good client and whatnot. If I have any other additional drive time in, today where I have a little, 15 to 30 minutes, I will maybe try to go live again for you guys, depending on how the cell phone service is too. Hopefully the stream quality in terms of cell phone, because I'm relying strictly on the cell phone network, right? Not in the house or anything, and don't have a Wi-Fi truck or anything like that. Hopefully the stream has been good for you guys and everything. Like I said, if it has been, do me a favor, if you're seeing it live or after the video uploads, smash the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon. That way you'll be on the why I'm putting a thumbs up. Hitting the bell icon down below as well. That way you won't miss whenever we go live or upload future videos or anything like that. And of course, if you have any questions or anything, just shout it out in the comments once this goes from a live to a video upload. And I will see you guys here hopefully in a little bit, or at the latest tomorrow for sure. Have a great day, everybody.